By the time he grabbed my wrist in front of everyone, I already knew he would deny it. "Let go," I said calmly, and a few heads turned even though no one fully understood why. Ananya half stood with concern carefully arranged on her face and suggested I might need air. In my last life, I would have thanked her. I returned to my seat without explanation. Later in the restroom, when I came back, Arav was already explaining something about my stress to his relatives. I met their eyes, smiled politely. His uncle asked if I was all right, genuinely concerned, and Arav stiffened beside me. "I am," I said simply. Ananya reached for my hand, squeezing warmly as if we were sisters. I withdrew gently, not enough to seem rude. In the car, Arav finally exploded and accused me of humiliating him. I buckled my seatbelt and said nothing, which only made him louder. That night, he apologized with reasons instead of remorse, loosening his tie like it was an offering. The next day, I sent flowers to Ananya's office with a thank you note. At lunch with my mother-in-law, I listened while she complained about dramatic wives. Arav asked why I was being so agreeable lately, and the word itself told me everything. Should I not be? Ananya called that night, checking if she'd upset me. "You saved me." At work, I began eating alone, letting people assume marital trouble. Sympathy slowly turned into respect, and I never explained why. Arav noticed when invitations stopped including him automatically. At a party, someone joked about controlling husbands, and laughter followed. Arav searched my face desperately, but I focused on my drink instead. Ananya sat closer to him than necessary that night, whispering things that made him laugh too loudly. I noticed how others noticed, and I said nothing. On the drive home, Arav accused me of punishing him. "I'm tired," I said. I invited Ananya for coffee the next week, and she arrived early with warmth already rehearsed. "You're glowing," she said. She talked endlessly about herself, never asking how I was. That evening, Arav told me Ananya felt uncomfortable around me. The apology was public and graceful, and people praised my maturity. Ananya hugged me stiffly while her reputation grew heavier. Arav began checking my phone more openly, pretending it was a joke. I handed it over unlocked, and he scrolled longer than necessary. That night, he asked if I still loved him, fear leaking into his voice. "I care about peace," I replied. At another fundraiser, someone mistook Ananya for his wife. Arav snapped at me later for embarrassing her. "I thought clarity mattered," I said, and he went quiet. I started attending events alone, and people listened when I spoke. Ananya confronted me privately, dropping the sweetness. "Why are you doing this?" That night, Arav accused me of manipulation. I barely speak. He slept on the couch for the first time and acted like it was his choice. The house felt lighter in the morning. At brunch, my mother-in-law mentioned rumors about Arav's temper. I stirred my tea and said nothing, and she watched me closely. Ananya stopped posting about us altogether. Her absence online became louder than any defense. Arav tried apologizing with tears this time, saying he was losing everything. He waited for reassurance that never came and filled the silence with promises. At a gathering, someone openly warned Arav about his behavior. Ananya began avoiding public events entirely. Her friends noticed, and questions followed her everywhere. When she tried defending herself once, it sounded rehearsed. People stopped believing her halfway through. Arav accused me of destroying his life, voice shaking. I adapted, I said quietly, and something in him finally cracked. That night, I slept alone by choice for the first time. Arav started calling during the day, just to check where I was. Ananya's name stopped being mentioned in friendly conversations. At work, I was offered a promotion I hadn't asked for. Arav found out through someone else and couldn't hide his shock. He asked if I needed his help, and I said no. Ananya finally cried in front of me, blaming misunderstandings and bad timing. I listened kindly and offered no comfort. Arav began contradicting himself in public. My mother-in-law stopped defending her son so fiercely. One night, Arav begged me not to leave him. Ananya moved cities quietly, without announcements or goodbyes. No one asked why. At a family gathering, someone praised my patience openly. Arav couldn't meet my eyes. He tried one last time to control the narrative, But his story changed halfway through. I didn't interrupt. People began coming to me privately with things they had witnessed before. I listened without reacting. Arav accused me of enjoying his downfall. When he raised his voice in public again, no one defended him. The silence was unanimous. I moved out quietly while he was at work. He called me 100 times that night. Ananya sent me a long message explaining herself. I read it fully and never replied. Months later, Arav tried apologizing again, humbled and careful. I wished him well and meant it. People stopped associating my name with his entirely. That separation felt like freedom. I didn't win by destroying anyone, and I didn't lose anything worth keeping. When I finally stopped reacting, they understood it was over.